My hair looks crazy today, but it's fine. Today I want to show you all of the products that are currently in my everyday makeup bag because I myself love watching these movies, I wanted to say, these type of videos where people show what it's inside of their everyday makeup bag. And especially with the summer, my summer makeup is a little bit different than like my winter or like autumn makeup. Today I'm gonna take you into my makeup bag. Very excited about this. And yes, I do have 6 blushes in here because I am indecisive and it's difficult. So let's go. First, I want to talk about brushes because I'm missing a brush. It's already started. So first, I want to talk about brushes because brushes in my everyday makeup bag are quite crucial to me. I have the Morphe M161 brush. This is a brush that I use for bronzer mainly because it's like big and fluffy. Then I have an Essence brush that I love so much. It's one of their lilac-y ones, like Essence Cosmetics. Such a good brush for loose setting powder, blushes, a very light wash of bronzer. And then I have the Morphe M04 brush, which is a foundation brush. I use this for foundation. And then this brush is new to my life and it is absolutely amazing. It's very hyped, but it's very good. This is the Makeup by Mario F4 brush. It is beautiful and I pretty much use this for my entire face. And you will see so in the demos that I do of the products that are in my makeup bag. I use this a ton. It is such a good brush. Blush, bronzer, concealer, foundation, setting powder, highlighter. And those are the only brushes. I don't have sponges. I don't have eyeshadow brushes in my makeup bag. In this bag. I actually repurchased this because I love it so much and it is in my everyday makeup bag. It's the Essence Bouncy Plump Smoothing Primer. I don't have a lot of primers in my makeup collection. I think actually this might be one of the only ones that I have. I did repurchase this because I do find, especially in the summertime, that my makeup can be a little bit slip slidey because I use a lot of hydrating products and I use sunscreen as well, so everything is just like slip slide. Especially with makeup, you want something that's a little bit gripping or that stays in place really well, and I found that this primer from Essence is so good. It's really nice and hydrating. It leaves a little bit of a tackiness on your skin, so it's back in my everyday makeup bag because I love this. And I also feel like it makes my makeup wear a lot longer because it's able to form a barrier between my skincare and my makeup. For today, for some reason, I actually forgot to apply this, so sorry about that. Next up is like foundation or skin tints, and I have the About Face the Performance Foundation in my everyday makeup bag, and recently also the Makeup Forever Super Boost. I love this About Face the Performance Foundation. It is such a good foundation. It's such a good foundation because it's like lightweight, it wears really nicely, it has a really nice natural finish on my skin. It's F2 Olive, the shade, so this is also, I feel like, a little bit more, probably one of the better matching foundations that I have. Not too heavy on the skin and almost feels like a skin tint, but it has a little bit more coverage on days where I feel like I do want to cover up my redness a little bit more. And then the one that I'm actually wearing today is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Perfecting Moisturize Boosting Skin Tint. This might be a new favorite. It is so good. I actually recently picked this up. I know it's been around for a while and I know a lot of people love this, so I've been testing it out and this leaves such a hydrated look to my skin. The shade match, not necessarily the best. It is a little bit pink or peachy on me. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that in the demo. But otherwise, the actual formula, it's a little bit thicker than I'm used to, but because of it, it also has, I feel like, that very hydrating, almost like creme. I'm thinking creme, dye. It's like the dye in like cream. What am I doing? The thickness and like the texture and the consistency of it reminds me of a moisturizer. But I have to say that this blends out really nicely. It's not patchy, it's not streaky. But yeah, so far really love this and it's in my everyday makeup bag because I just enjoy using this every single day so much, together with the About Face the Performance Foundation. For concealer, I'm a little bit in a pickle. For concealer, I have a new one and I don't like it that much anymore. This is the L'Oréal Paris True Match Radiance Serum Concealer, and I also actually added back in my Haus concealer. For some reason, the L'Oreal, I really liked it at first. It's not the most hydrating, radiant serum concealer that they actually say it is, which is a little bit disappointing because I was very excited about this. It's not as emollient, it's not as radiant, it's not as serum-like, it's very dry. So I went back in with my Haus Labs in my everyday makeup bag because this is a bit thicker, a little bit more creamy. But I do add the L'Oreal Paris one on top to brighten my under eyes a little bit. So we've got that situation. Next up is blush, and this is where things get interesting here. So I have 6 blushes. I know what you're thinking. You are absolutely insane. You are correct. But I match my blush to my mood. So yeah, I feel like the undertones of these are like different enough to justify them being in my everyday makeup bag. I'm gonna start with the one that I'm actually wearing today, which is one that I have rediscovered in my collection. This is the NYX Fat Cheeks Juicy Plump Blush in the shade Peach Plunge. A red blush is so underrated. When I think of red blush, obviously, especially in the beginning, I thought of the redness in my cheeks, and I don't want to put red on redness that is already there, so it was like a type of error in my brain. It brings out a kind of brightness in your skin that other shades don't necessarily do. They're a little bit more muted. Like every other shade that I'm going to use, they're like very summery, they're very warm, they're very beautiful and sun-kissed. Sometimes I want something that makes my skin look a little bit bright. You know, it brings out a brightness, a freshness. This is kind of the vibe when I want to feel fresh and spring like, and the sun is shining and you have like those reddish cheeks, and this is perfect one to do that with. When I want a sun-kissed blush, I go for the Catrice Blushing Charm Multi-Stick in the shade Toasted Toffee. This is also new to my collection, but again, absolutely stunning. Definitely that very trending, that brownie reddish summer shade of blush. This is that, but absolutely beautiful. I feel like they nailed the shade as well. If I want a sun-kissed look that looks like you've been out in the sun for a while, you had a sunburn, which is not great, so don't recreate it in real life. It's been a couple of days, you know, and it turns that like reddish brownie color, this in a stick form in makeup, which is less dangerous. Again, this has to do with that fresh and bright feeling. Cool tone pink, especially I feel like on my skin tone, which is like a neutral warm, maybe a little bit of like green into it. This is really nice. It's just a little bit different. It's different from those very warm sun-kissed shades. If you watch my project pen, I don't know if I ever actually finished it. I had a different shade of these and I actually completely finished this up. For some reason, my camera shut off because the interior was too hot. So make of that what you will. So it's really nice to just have a little bit of variety in my makeup bag, and this is definitely one that I really like. When it comes to the final like cream, and this is a cream to powder bronzer, this is one of my favorites. MAC Blush Please Glow Play Blush. This is such a beautiful, beautiful color and beautiful formula. A little bit blurring as well. And if I just want a very natural kind of shade that doesn't take a lot of like thinking work in my brain, I go for this one. It's just a no-brainer. Something that worked really well, something that is very natural on the skin and a very natural shade on me as well. It's like muted. It's one of my favorites, so of course it's in my everyday makeup bag. Then I have 2 powder blushes. One is unfortunately not available anymore, from Kiko Milano, and it's their Blossoming Beauty Multi-Finish Floral Blush in the shade Natural Freesia. It looks like this, and when you look at it like this, it looks like nothing. This is the Freesia, this is the Kiko Milano blush, and this is the MAC one. It's such a beautiful, I don't know how to describe it honestly. I'm not going to talk about it too much obviously because it is limited edition and you can't get it anymore, so I really apologize for that, but it's like in my everyday makeup bag because I love it so much. The other powder blush is the new blushes from MAC, the new powder blushes. It's a little bit more, I would say, purpley, mauvey, but it still has that beautiful neutral mutedness to it that I feel like really complements my skin tone a lot. And I do love these like powder blushes from MAC a lot. I have 2 shades right now. I have Honey Love and Velvet Teddy. And I have to say Velvet Teddy is currently my favorite one because I just love the undertone of it a lot. It's a little bit more neutral. I have so much to talk about. When it comes to my brows, I have a brow product again, apart from my brow gel. This is the NYX Professional Makeup. I think it's the Micro Brow Pencil in the shade 05.5 Cool Ash Brown. This is a perfect color for me. As you can see, it matches my hair really nicely. It's It's not too harsh, it's not too dark of a color. Because it's affordable, it's a really nice consistency. It's not too waxy, not too dry, not too wet. It doesn't really like create very harsh lines. It's just very easy to fill in your brows where I have some gaps, for example. You're gonna see my empties. This is just, it's a must in my everyday makeup bag. I love a brow gel, and this is the Essence Fix It Like Pro Transparent Brow Fixing Gel. And every single time that I think to myself, I am going to buy a different brow gel, absolutely not, because this is like 2 or 3 euros, which is crazy affordable. And I feel like this brow gel, for like the longer hairs that I have in my brows, holds them up really well. So this is just a go-to. It's so affordable, and the formula is really good. So these are my brow products in my everyday makeup bag. Moving on to bronzers, I have 2 bronzers in my everyday makeup bag. One is affordable, one is a little bit more of like the mid-range. I have the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. If you follow my channel, you know that I love this stuff. This is my second one. As you can see, I already have a big pan again. This is so wonderful. I've talked about it at Magnesium. So creamy, non-greasy, and it has again that like sheerness quality to it, which makes it look so natural on the skin and really makes it look like you have a flush of warmth on your face. So this is a favorite. It is obviously in my everyday makeup bag because it's so good. And then for the powder bronzer, this Soft Touch bronzer from Essence, which I really like. This again is a couple of bucks. It's so good. I have the shade 10 Whipped Buttercup, and it's also the one that I'm wearing right now on top of the Makeup by Mario one. I think the reason that I like this one is it's a very easy product to apply, and I think the main thing is that I really like the undertone of this bronzer. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Maybe I should like... You see that? What a weird swatch. I'm so sorry. It doesn't really have that like reddish orangey kind of undertone to it, which is kind of hard to find in the drugstore. To set things down, I have the Catrice Soft Matte Airbrush Powder. This is really nice. If you watch my video on long-lasting makeup if you have dry skin, if you watch that video, you know that I use this in that video. And it's also in my everyday makeup bag because it's a really nice and affordable powder that I use in between every step of my cream products. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about a bronzer that I use. This is more of like a contour, and I use it for my nose. This is the Catrice Magic Shaper Contour and Glow Stick in the shade 10 Light. I usually only use the contoury side. I don't use the highlighter. I don't like the grittiness of the glitter, but I do use this to contour my nose a little. I find the shade to be very flattering again. I don't really use it right here because the formula is a little bit stiff. When I do apply this like on the rest of my face, I apply it on the back of my hand to really work in the warmth, so it's a little bit easier to move and blend it out. But on my nose, I do apply it directly because I do like the stiffness of the product right there, because I don't want this to blend all over the place on my nose. I want to have very sharp and defined lines that make a shadow. That's what I use to contour my nose. It's not necessarily necessary, but I feel like it really ties in the rest of my makeup. For mascara, I have my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. This is a new one. I really like this one as well. It separates my lashes quite nicely. Maybe not the most voluminous one, but like I said, it creates a lot of length, and I like it. For lip liners, I have 3 lip liners, again depending on my mood, but I usually use these all together. I have MAC Stone, which is one of my favorites always to contour my lips, to create dimension in my lips. Then I have MAC Cool Spice if I really want to create dimension, where I create stone to kind of create like dimension and almost like a blurry shadow around my lip. Cool Spice is definitely more to create lines and like the classic lip liner stuff. And then I also have the Lisa Eldridge Sculpt and Shade lip pencil in shade 0N, and as you will be able to see in the demo, this is just like the perfect whisper of lip liner, again to create like that blurred lip liney effect and to make the lip line appear a little bit bigger, but it's not like very much lined and defined lips. For lipstick, I have a MAC Hug Me Luster Glass lipstick. Such a beautiful color. It's the one that I have on my lips right now as well. I've been talking a lot, so the shine has kind of faded, but this one is so beautiful. It's my everyday lip, but a little bit better. It has a hint of warmth to it, which is also very flattering with the lip liners that I use. And then if I want something that is a little bit more neutral and a little bit more matte and a little bit more on the cool tone side, I go for MAC Cool Teddy, which is this one right here, which is also very flattering. This is the Ole Henriksen Power Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I love this shit. Listen. This is great. This is so good. This hydrates my lips so well. It moisturizes them. It gets rid of like those funky dry bits. It's a really good lip treatment. I definitely think it's worth the money. Then I also have just my Labello. I do cycle to work, so there's always a lot of like the nature's forces in my face. A lot of rain, a lot of sunshine, a lot of wind as well. So like my skin and my lips go through a lot of shit. I always have one of these on hand, and then I'm trying to use up this Catrice Max It Up Lip Booster Extreme because I actually really like the blue shift it has. I feel like it makes my lips look very plump, and it's just a nice way of using this up as well. So this one is also in my everyday makeup bag. I'm gonna put everything back into my makeup bag. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. I also have one spray in my collection in my everyday makeup bag, and that is the Catrice Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray, and I also use this to like refresh my makeup if I use a lot of powder. If I want to make it really long lasting, I use this one because it just sets everything in place. And that, my friends, whoops. And that, my friends, is my everyday makeup bag for summer and probably the next upcoming months. I really hope you enjoyed this type of video where I show you just some makeup that I'm using every single day. If there is anything that you want to see from me, please let me know down in the comments down below. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! Putting this back in because this is my comfort look. Bye!